Good morning, welcome to Golden Hour. My name is Camilla and this is your morning Vinyasa yoga class. So we're going to start today seated on our mat. You can have your legs crossed or sitting like me on your shins, hands resting on your knees, maybe in your lap, closing down the eyes. Let's arrive into this day by focusing on our breathing. Our breath coming in and out through our nose. Seeing if the breath can originate from down at the navel rather than in the chest. Inhaling, expanding through the belly, sides of the ribs, up through the rib cage, the chest. And then exhaling, chest, rib cage, belly, sink back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continuing like that in your own rhythm of breathing. Blinking open the eyes, and then coming to child's pose. Feet are together, knees wide apart, and reaching along on your mat, forehead resting down. Compressing down through the hips, reaching along through the fingers, so a bit more of an active child's pose. And again, your breath is your central focus. Looking up towards your hands, walking hands over to the left, right hand on top of left and sinking down. Feeling space in the right side body. You're breathing in between your ribs. One more breath here. And then walking all the way over to the right. This time left hand places on top of right, sinking down. Left side body starting to expand, open. Very nice. Walking back to center. Reaching long. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, coming up to an all fours position, hands and knees, and then dropping your belly down, looking up at the sky. Exhale, rounding through spine, chin to chest. Inhale, looking forward at any appropriate level for your neck. Exhale to round, and let's make it a bit more dynamic. I think I was already going there. Circles. Releasing your neck, your head. And then arriving back in stillness. Tucking your toes under and pushing back, downward facing dog. Bending through your left knee, extending through your right heel. Extending your left leg to the sky. And then placing that leg back down. Bending through your right knee, extending through your left heel. Inhale, lifting right leg to the sky. Pressing down through the left leg. Feeling the lengthening through this back side of your left leg, through the hamstring. Placing your right foot down and arriving in a full downward facing dog. It can be nice to bend the knees slightly, pushing your weight back into your hips. And then as many steps as you need, walking up so that we arrive in a forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, long spine. Exhale to fold, and inhale, rising all the way up to stand. Hands touch, palms to heart center. Releasing your hands down, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Sealing off through the lips. Inhale, hands reach to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Extending through the spine. Exhale, hands to the mat, sending your feet back one at a time, dropping down through your knees and lowering down Chaturanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana, low cobra. Exhale, tucking your toes under and pushing back, downward facing dog. Bending left knee, extending through right heel, and then bending through right knee, extending through left. Straightening through both legs. Inhale. And exhale, looking to the front of your mat, stepping to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Trying not to hit anything in the way. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, placing your hands, stepping back, plank, lowering down Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog, pressing through the palms, opening through the chest. Exhale, over the toes, Downward Facing Dog. Externally rotating the shoulders and thinking about pressing through thumb and first finger. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping one foot, stepping the other, head and heart lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Releasing the palms. Let's go again. Inhale to reach. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, placing your palms on the mat, stepping back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping, jumping to the front, head and heart lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, stepping back into plank, lowering down, elbows in close. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Shoulders away from ears. And think all the time pushing your hips back. Inhale, looking forward. Stepping through to the front of the mat, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Then inhale to rise. Hands touch, palms to heart center, releasing your hands. Inhale, reaching tall. And exhale, staying here in our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, peace fingers and thumb around your big toe. Bending through the knees first. Weight is forward, elbows out to the side. And exhale, starting to straighten through the legs. Engaging through the belly, pushing your bottom up to the sky. Driving down with your heels, releasing your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, this time we're sliding palms under the soles of the feet. If that's not accessible, just stay in a forward fold, letting your hands dangle. If you can reach, maybe you want to start bending the knees. And then if there is space, extending the legs. Very nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back. Plank, Vinyasa. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. Right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping through the front of the mat, grounding in the back heel. Inhale, rising up, warrior one. Hips are striving towards the front along, not the long edge, the short edge of the mat. Engaging through the left leg, grounding down through the left heel. Tall through your chest, reaching through your fingers. Inhale. Exhale, sinking a little deeper. We want to be pushing this knee out so that we can see beyond the big toe. Inhale. And exhale, opening up, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, bending a little deeper. Inhale and exhale, forearm to thigh, reaching up and over, extended side angle. Either looking down at your big toe or turning your head to look up at the sky. But we're long, reaching through your left arm. Inhale. And exhale, releasing both hands to the mat, coming up on the back toes and opening up into a easy twist. Inhale. Exhale. On the outer edge of your left foot, setting up for a side plank, bracing your core and stepping your right leg with control back. Here you can stagger the feet. Maybe you do actually want to have one knee down towards the mat. So picking an option, wherever you are, trying to lift the top hip a little higher. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, releasing your hand to the mat and either straight back to dog or adding a vinyasa. Left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog, and stepping through to the front of your mat, grounding in the back heel, rising up, warrior one. Exhale to sink a little lower. Your drishti here is your nose tip, or looking up at your extended hands. Steady breathing through the nose. Coming back again and again to the breath. Inhale. And exhale, opening up, warrior two. Pressing through the back leg, lifting up through the right kneecap, engaging the quad. Inhale and exhale, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. One long, big energy line from your heel out through your fingertips. On your next inhale, placing both hands on the mat, coming up on the back toes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, opening up into a twist. Looking down at your thumb or up at the sky. And then on the outer edge of the back foot, bracing your core as you step back. Side plank. Taking staggered feet, maybe dropping the knee. Lifting the hips wherever you are. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, releasing your hands back to dog or vinyasa. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping, jumping to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale, rising to stand. Hands to heart center. Shifting your weight now over to your left foot. Picking up your right knee. Holding onto the outsides of the shins with your hands. So holding on the knee. Staying tall here. If you do want more, you can start to extend through the leg, holding the big toe. Tall through your spine, pressing down through your left foot. If your left leg is straight, see if you can straighten that right leg a little more, pressing through the heel. And then coming into a twist. If you are holding the knee, holding onto the outside of your right knee with your left hand, right hand comes behind you, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting. If you have the toe, we're going to hold on to the outside of the foot, rotating towards the back of your mat. Finding a point to look at that doesn't move. And not holding your breath here. Steady inhales and exhales. Beautiful. Back to center. Release the foot. Wherever you are, we're holding the knee. And then bringing hands to heart center. Tipping back into warrior three. Kicking through the back leg. Extending long. Inhale. And exhale, releasing that foot down, releasing the arms, high lunge. Tall through your upper body, grounding down through your lower body. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, tipping forward, coming into a twist. Inhale. And exhale, sinking the back knee, low lunge twist. Inhale. And exhale, releasing both hands to the mat. Maybe you want a little more space. Low lunge. Can be nice to have blocks here. Inhale. And exhale, pulling back. Half split. Extending through the spine. And then we're going to come out the way we came. So coming forward into low lunge. Inhale. Releasing any props if you had them. Climbing up onto that knee. Hands to heart center. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale. Exhale. Tucking your back toes. Inhale, rising up. High lunge twist. Inhale. And exhale, bracing your core, releasing high lunge. Little back bend. And exhale, hands to the mat. And either straight back to dog or lowering down, Vinyasa. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping or jumping to the front, head and heart lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, then inhale to stand. Mountain pose, releasing the hands. That was one side. Let's do the other. Making sure you have space on either side for our twist. Shifting weight over to the right foot. Picking up your left knee and just holding on to the outside of the knee. Maybe that's enough balance for today. If you do want more, right hand to your waist and holding onto the big toe with your left hand, extending through the leg. See if you can slow down your breathing here. Feeling the air through the nose. Pressing down through your right heel. Inhale. And then coming to our twist, what is this? Right hand to left knee. Extending back behind us, standing tall. And if you do want to take the outer foot, finding slightly bigger expression of the twist. Maybe a little smile. We can take our twist very seriously, but seeing where you don't need to hold tension here. Inhale. And then exhale back to center, bending the knee if it was straight and holding the leg. And then hands to heart center, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, kicking back, warrior three. Squaring off to the hips, rotating left hip down towards the floor. Flexing through the toes, the heel. Stepping back. Inhale, rising up. High lunge. Hands to heart center, inhale. And exhale, rounding as you come into a high lunge twist. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the back foot, releasing the toes. So we're in a low lunge, back knee is on the mat. Inhale. And exhale, releasing both hands down. Blocks or no blocks. Low lunge. Extending through the spine. And exhale, releasing back, flexing toes, half splits, Ardha Hanuman. Bending through the front knee, coming forward, low lunge, inhale. Let's release blocks to the side, climbing up onto your front knee. Inhale, hands to heart center. And exhale, twisting opposite elbow, opposite knee. Tucking your back toes. And inhale, driving up, high lunge twist. Pressing through your back heel, engaging through the leg. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, bracing your core and releasing the hands. High lunge, little back bend. And exhale, hands to the mat. Your final vinyasa, lowering down. Inhale, your deepest expression of upward facing dog. And exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. Releasing the knees down, sinking back into child's pose. Feeling your heart beating. Noticing your breathing. Maybe it's a little faster now. Climbing yourself up. Coming to stand up on your knees, setting up for camel. We're going to bring palms of the hands onto the lower back, fingers facing down. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, pressing your chest forward. And exhale, pushing your hips towards the front of your space, elbows in towards each other. You can open through the throat or keep chin to chest. Like there's a string pulling your chest to the sky. At the same time, I'm pulling your hips towards the front of the room. Inhale. And exhale, coming to sit back on your knees. Take a breath. Let's do one more round. So staying at that depth. If you do want to go down to the heels, we can come up on the toes to bring them a little higher. Bringing one hand to each heel. Inhale and exhale, tipping back. Respecting your body. For me today, I'm not going to be looking back. Protecting my neck. Wherever we are, pushing forward with the hips. Lifting with the chest. Inhale. And exhale, gently releasing, coming to sit down on the knees. Hands resting, closing your eyes. Swinging your legs out to one side, extending long in Dandasana, sitting tall, flexing the feet towards your face. And just feeling this for a moment, the challenge of just sitting in our seated staff pose. It's a very active pose. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, tipping forward. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. See if you can remain on your mat now that we start to slow down the practice. Easy to start to wander away with our thoughts, but can you ever so gently guide them back? Relaxing your forehead, relaxing it even more. And then inhale, climbing back up, shifting to the front edge of your mat and lowering down, hugging knees into chest. So our inversion today is waterfall. If you have a pillow or a block, we can place that under our sacrum and just have legs high to the sky. If you do not have a block, again, just lifting your legs up. Letting everything flow back down. So this is a more restorative inversion. You can have your hands somewhat on your body, maybe on the mat. Beautiful. From here, releasing any props. Feet together, knees wide apart, Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands come overhead, holding opposite elbows. And sinking down into your mat. Every breath sends you deeper down. Slowly bringing knees together, hugging them in, extending left leg long, shooting your hips slightly over towards the right, and then dropping right knee to the left. Cactus arm with the right hand, or extending it long, and turning to look out over your extended arm. Supine twist. And if there's anything you feel you're still holding on to that you don't need to take into today, can you breathe it out here? With every exhale, sending it away. Inhale back to center. Knees into chest. And then right leg long. Hips over to the left. Bringing your knee to the right. Extending your arm. Turning your head. If you feel either your shoulder or your knee are popping up from the floor, try to ground through the shoulder first. And then slowly see if that knee is coming any further down. Inhale back to center. And finding happy baby. Holding onto the outsides of your feet, drawing your knees down. Maybe you want to move from side to side or extend one leg at a time. Or maybe just being in stillness. Whatever you have picked, let's see if we can take the deepest breath that we've taken today. From here, any final movements, any poses that you want to revisit or something we haven't done. And when you're ready, Shavasana, corpse pose, final resting pose. Shoulder blades slightly together, softening through your entire face, jaw, shoulders. Let yourself completely let go here. Slowly moving fingers and toes. Sending arms overhead, giving yourself a stretch. And the knees into chest. Making your way gently up to a seated position. Eyes can be still closed. Tall through your spine. Feeling the weight through your bottom. And bring your hands to heart center, bowing down towards yourself. Namaste. Thanks for joining me here on the mat this morning. This was Golden Hour. If you're enjoying the classes, please let me know in the comments, and I will hopefully see you another morning soon. Have a great rest of your day.